During the century's first decade, the rush and blur of the modern age excited most people. The century ahead seemed full of promises and hope. Electric lights were turning cities into wondrous playgrounds. Boxing, baseball, horse racing, and other sporting spectacles were drawing larger and larger crowds. Teams searched for larger venues to play in, and new stadiums like the Polo Grounds in New York and Shibe Park in Philadelphia were built to satisfy the public's hunger for baseball. The first World Series was played in 1903, with the Boston Red Sox defeating the Pittsburgh Pirates 5-3. The year before, Pasadena, California hosted the first Rose Bowl, and college football attracted the nation's attention. Entertainment was becoming a booming business. New York had become the center for American high society. The 400 they were called because Mrs. Astor's ballroom only held 400 people. Families such as the Vanderbilts felt that New York had evolved into a world-class center for culture. To prove it, they enticed the renowned Italian opera singer Enrico Caruso to America to perform Rigoletto at the Metropolitan Opera House in 1903. While the 400 summered in Newport, Rhode Island and wintered in Palm Beach, Florida, the less moneyed on the eastern seaboard spent their leisure time at the beaches and boardwalks of the Jersey Shore. Thousands took trains to Atlantic City on summertime weekends to splash in the warm ocean waves. A popular new feature at the boardwalks were color-tinted picture postcards that visitors could send to friends or relatives back home to provoke good-natured envy. In New York City, Coney Island had turned into a gigantic amusement park, featuring over 1 million electric bulbs lighting the night sky. Luna Park, Steeplechase Park, and Dreamland boasted arcades, water sports, carousels, and slides to amuse the masses, all for 10 cents a ride. The parks included vaudeville tents, jugglers, wrestlers, contortionists, animal acts, boxing matches, and bodybuilding champions producing shows of strength. There were violin-playing monkeys, water-skiing elephants, and performing bears, sideshow freaks, and boxing horses. Amusement parks and arcades were opening all over the country, though few could compete with the grandeur of Coney Island. In regions too sparse for amusement parks, traveling arcades and circuses brought their fun to the countryside. In the western United States, where the cowboys still roamed, rodeos were the spectacle of choice. Part Buffalo Bill Wild West show and part cowboy skill and daring do, rodeos kept the tradition of the Old West alive in the new century. The decade also saw a new interest in providing recreation for children. Playgrounds and parks appeared in the inner cities, providing children with a wholesome environment in which to play. Books, aimed specifically at children, grew in popularity. During this decade, L. Frank Baum wrote his novels on Dorothy's adventures in Oz. In England, Helen Beatrix Potter's Peter Rabbit and Rudyard Kipling's Jungle Books were published.